Hey, how's it going? Let me turn down the Scooby-Doo. Hey, Teddy, we're going to be looking at a collection of postcards that I have, that I'm amassing, or that I have amassed, and I continue to amass. This collection of postcards is by the YouTube creator and artist John Goras. And around, we'll come down here, and we're going to zoom in so you can see these. So this is 25 postcards out of my collection. I probably have a few more than this in total. These are all individual original art pieces created by the YouTube animator and artist John Goras. These two at the top of the stack here are the most recent cards that I've received within the past week or two. John makes these cards, look, they're multi-layered. Oftentimes there'll be pieces of paper or other material pasted onto the card itself. This one says Ghost Tank. Is that what's fucking up our shot? Hold on, let me move this action figure out of here. Okay, I think that fixed it. This is Ghost Tank Still Winning. You can find all of John's work, his animation work, on his YouTube channel, John Goras. You should go there and subscribe and watch some of his videos. So, I've been friends with John for a while, for a couple of years, 2-3 years or so. He sends me these original postcards that he makes that are everyone is an individual piece of work. All these bones down here are cut up pieces of paper that were glued to the card. See this? Look at the eyes. I know. So this is a really interesting art project in that the cards are created by him and sent through the mail. They are original pieces of work, and it's like they are being sacrificed to the postal service. Anything could happen. We don't know what's going to happen between the time that he puts the postage stamp on it and my address and drops it in the mailbox, and the postman picks it up. There's no telling who will look at it, or whose hands it will pass through, or which way it will go, or if it will even arrive. It's possible that maybe a postal worker might see something like this and say, wow, that speaks to me. Look at this beautiful piece, the headless eyes. Now, each individual card on the back of the card, let's look at this card first. So this is a real special one. So look, he has some cellophane that he has taped or glued over these eyes that are underneath the cellophane. I guess maybe if I shook it, they might move or something. Look at all this drops. So on the back of all of these cards, each individual card on the back, let me show you, it's half of a conversation between John and I. So get this, it's a RoboCop reboot, sequel, and they bring back Peter Weller as old cyborg Robo. They bring back Nancy Allen, but she's a retired old lesbian with cats being terrorized by local diversity. And it goes on, it goes on. So each card, in addition to it being an incredible original piece of art, on the back of every single card are half of a conversation. John's half of a conversation that is continually ongoing. Some cards are talking about movie reviews. Some cards are ideas for art. So I had an idea for a YouTube pop-up ad for some fast food slop chain, and they're sampling Asia's heat of the moment, but silence the H so it's the eat of the moment. What a crazy collection. What an amazing, one-of-a-kind art collection, wouldn't you say? I've never thought of anything like this. This is the mind of John Goras. There we go. Well, he signed it and dated it up here to help me, or you, to help all of us to orient the piece. Now this is an amazing piece, okay? To you, you might think, well, it was just scraps of paper, but to me, this looks like a combat zone. This looks like tank traps and concertina wire. The color in the background, it looks like a haze, doesn't it? It looks like a haze. So this looks like a combat zone to me. It's amazing. You know, well, there's my address and my name. These are where the cards come. This is the real me. If you want to send me postcards, go right ahead. Had this idea for a sitcom. Chimp living in rural Ireland thinking during the turbulent 60s. Can't read all of the cards. They're personal messages between John and I. This is such an amazing piece right here. 1, 2, 3. This is almost a reenacted scene, I think, from Conan the Destroyer. Let me look on the back of the card, see if he says something like that. I love that bit in Conan the Destroyer where the band, where the bandit Grace Jones is introduced, tied to a stake, being tormented by 6 townsmen, and the princess is appealing to Conan to intervene. It's 6 against 1. Conan counts up 1, 2, 3, then trails off. Is he playing dumb, or is he actually dumb? I mean, Conan, he's not Conan the CPA. So this is, John does some great Conan work, and I don't know if there's any more of them in here, but I have some other stuff that he's done of Conan the Barbarian that's really good. Look at that. That's cool. This, like that other ghost at the beginning that arrived just recently, this is some sort of canvas paper. Do you see it? So this is some sort of, I'm not sure if this is some sort of watercolor paper or something, but look at how awesome that is, right? Each piece, an individual, who knows what it's going to be. Now the way this arrives to me, I like this, it just says 676. So the way these things arrive to me is I have a little mailbox at my apartment, and I check my mailbox, you know, not even very often because I don't get a lot of mail. And when I check it, there will be 1 or 2 John Goras cards in there. It's pretty awesome, to tell you the truth. I've never. This is the pinnacle of my art collection, and I think this is just such a cool project. So I intend to. I have some bulletin boards, a lot of them, like 4 of them that are large, and so I'm going to display this collection in on those bulletin boards. This is a fairly recent card, and it's an awesome one. Look at that. Wow. So much depth with just so little color, right? This was a card that came around Halloween time last year. I remember. I like that a lot. Oops, I almost knocked somebody over. Expiring option. Look at this. So this is a lot of cutting and pasting and a lot of bright and brilliant colors. It looks much different than the other cards we were just looking at. Look at these. Look at this shiny red blood that's pouring out of the eyes behind this cat person mask or cat woman mask. And look at this. It's just so cool. And look at the arms and the booger. It says upside down special. There's a lot of detail happening here in this eyeball. Look at all that. There's levels to everything. Look at it, it's all piled up on top of each other. Everything's glued together, and this made it through the Postal Service all the way across the United States from one side to the other. Oh, look at this craziness. Look at that. That's all glued on there too. Look at that craziness happening there. This is just wild, isn't it? All of this on just a postcard. Look at that. What's happening here? This looks like rage or something. Vomiting up regrets. The vomiting of regret. I love the words, the letters. They're not words. They're pieces of words and letters that are jumbling around, coming out of him, bubbling up out of him. This was also this was a Halloween card, I think. This came around Halloween time last year, and this was my favorite card for quite a while. I had this up because it's just such a cool card. It's a cat, right? It's a black cat, or a cat in the dark, and it's got so much expression. I think it's like is that a surprised cat or something? Oh, look at this. This is an older card, an early card, like one of the first ones that he sent me, I think. It has tremendous detail and layers. So this green scrap of clothing is a piece of paper. This spine is another piece of paper glued on top of the card. This is the card. This is all paper glued on top of this card. This heart, all of this, I'm feeling it because to help you to understand, this is also another piece of paper glued on top of this piece of paper, glued on top of this piece of paper. And here's, you see in the background underneath here, here's some postal stamping where you can see that he reused this card from something else. Then under here you see also something else, remnants of something, right, in pencil. Children shouldn't play with dead things. 9 p.m. Saturday. Sometimes, or frequently, the cards will be about films, horror films, or films in general that we enjoy. And it will be a conversation on the back talking about this film, or he'll say that he made this because he wanted to remind himself to finish watching this movie or something like that. Each one is an individual moment. Look at this, layers, and then look at this headstone layered on top of another headstone on top of another headstone. It's just gooped up acrylic paint, just all, and this is another piece of something underneath here. This is on top of this, so we have something happening here in reverse. It's like a recessed. So the black bones of the hand, this is the card. So this is the base level of the card, is the black bones of the hand. This stuff, all of this color, is pasted on top of this. Ingenious, isn't it? This is really deep work. There's a lot of depth here. It takes a tremendous talent to just put stuff out like this. And then it takes chutzpah or imagination, a combination of chutzpah and imagination and balls, chutzpah, balls and imagination to come up with this idea of creating, who knows how much time John put into all of this. This is a Betty Page study. He put a lot of time, and this is expressive art, and the project itself involves abandoning the expression or something, abandoning something, giving the art some out into the world. So it comes to me, right? It gets to me. I trust the Postal Service, so does John. But it passes through other people's hands, and there's a possibility, the art itself has traveled like 2,000 miles. It's kind of weird. Just like on its own, just with a stamp. Not like, it's not nothing special. So, movie pitch. Superwoman, Blair White versus anti-American trans militia. This is really cool, right? This is this badass, like, Dragon Ball Z. Here's another one of those fabric ghosts. Look at that. Ooh, looks like a crime scene, right? Wow, what is going on here? Wow, I can't even orient it yet. Let's see if we can orient it. What do you think? I think we were right the first time. Well, this object seems, in the end, the blood seems to be dripping down, doesn't it? So I believe we had it oriented correctly. I'm not sure what the object is at the bottom of the piece. These two things coming together. Maybe no, it's not a volcano, but it kind of resembles one. All right, here's another abstract type piece. That's like scribbles, and it's like look. This looks like school. So this reminds me of, this is like high school. That's what I see here. Oh boy, look at this. Now here, so we jump from this abstract thing, right? This abstract piece that could mean anything to everyone or someone different. But to me, it looks like high school. This looks like a doodle, and there's an eye here and a nose, and it feels like notebook type paper or throwaway, like a card, like an index card that you would have an outline for a project on or something. And then from that to this, a complete, highly embellished, deeply worked piece. Look at this. My goodness, look at all that. And then look at the burst coming from that Mac 10. Those are little pieces of paper. Then look at that. Holy guacamole. Look at the little pieces of paper. Look at the detail on the ground. Ooh, look at this. This is from the film The Corpse Grinders. It had been a long time since I had seen this movie, and he sent me this card, and then we talked on the phone for a while after about it. And I had forgotten that this movie takes place in a cat food factory, I think, in Las Vegas. We're getting close to the end. Here's another Conan the Barbarian piece that's very nice, and this is also well embellished and everything. Look at it. He did all this original ink here. Look at all that. This is great. This is really good. So this is a remnant of Alex Toth to me. That's what this looks like. Alex Toth or Toth. This style. I'll tell you one thing about this. It all looks to be done with relative ease, doesn't it? Now, I've talked to John about this. He's he's a busy artist, always working on animation. These cards that he makes and that he sends me, these are like almost an artistic outlet, a break that he's taking is what we're looking at. Is an artist just relaxing is what we're looking at. This isn't like super, I don't believe, I'm speaking for John here. This isn't super purposefully driven. He's not telling a story here, I don't think, with the cards that he sends me in any form of chronological order. These aren't in any chronological order. There's just a big stack of them, and they move around. It's hard to even read the dates on the back, so I don't know when they came, right? I love this one. But what I'm saying is this is free expression for an artist, I believe. This is what's happening here. This is an opportunity for him to do something that's kind of open and free-spirited, and just a great idea for an art project, in my opinion. This is cool. This will be the last one we'll look at. It looks like it's an Ewok, doesn't it? It looks like it kind of looks like John Carpenter's The Thing that comes busting out of that husky, the Siberian husky, but then it's an Ewok. Pretty badass, right? Hope you guys enjoyed looking at these. You should check out John's channel and go subscribe to him. John Goras. Go subscribe. He's on YouTube. And he has lots of cool animated short videos that you can watch. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you next time.